So, Hi-Fi Rush is also it's. I don't want to call this culture war exactly because this isn't that. This isn't everyone go see Battle Angel Alita because we hate Brie Larson. It's it is a console war moment because the game we're about to talk about is a PS5 PC exclusive versus this one being an Xbox PC exclusive.
Hmm.
Um, but this is like night and day in terms of what they are. I had just talked about how this is a game that's just sold on style and not trying to lovingly render every blade of grass.
Hmm.
Our other game, which came out earlier in the week compared to it, I think they came out within a day of each other or so. I think it was like
Hmm.
Tuesday versus Wednesday.
Yeah.
Um, is Forspoken, which I have some. It's had an interesting reaction online. Daniel, if you wouldn't mind pulling up that trailer.
Sure thing.
Uh,
All right. Make sure. Okay. Share audio.
while he pulls this up, for context, this is a Square Enix game exclusive to the PS5 and PC, so it is available on Steam. And this was well known. This game was well known in advance. They've been doing it for a while. It's like an isekai game, a fantasy game about a girl from New York, and so people noticed some things about it when they had some samples of the in-game dialogue and style and stuff. So let's go ahead and give this a watch.
Yeah. 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 I'll. I got the. Okay. I
Hey,
got closed caption on.
we are now, for the sake of your safety at home. If you are allergic to cringe, you may want to turn off the stream for a little bit.
Yeah. All right. Here we go.
The people behind Final
I'll
Fantasy
let you in on
15.
a secret, but I'm a pretty big deal. Real big deal. We are getting out of this city, Homer. I promise we'll go somewhere that loves cats. No more fights.
Oh, pause for a second. Was that hotel just called the hotel?
Let me back it up here. Uh, yes.
Maybe there's some more name underneath there, but still, that okay. Sorry, maybe I'm
Okay.
just trying to delay the cringe a little bit, but
Well, no, it's actually good if we do this. If we do it like this, less likely to get a
that's
copyright
true.
strike because then it falls under fair use. So,
Yes.
all right, here we go.
Clean air, bright skies. What the actual fuck?
I gotta say the animation looks terrible.
Yeah, it's not very well it's not very well motion captured.
Yeah, it's
Like,
and the yeah
the cat kind of moved stiffly earlier.
yeah it's
Maybe Homer's an old cat. I don't know.
yeah I don't know. Well, I thought video games were supposed to be getting better looking, not cheaper looking.
Yeah, I'm getting some real Marvel's The Avengers vibes from this.
Yeah.
Whoa, 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 wait, stop, stop! Whoa. Where on earth is this?
Africa.
Who's there?
And technically not Earth. Well, not what you would call Earth, anyway.
I swear to God, asshole, show yourself!
Chris Hemsworth.
Oh,
Yeah. Wonder how much they paid him to do this.
well, he sounds kind of bored, so
Yeah,
probably not enough.
yeah, probably not. Yeah, probably the same amount of money they paid Peter Dinklage on Destiny.
Oh, Probably a little bit more than that. He sounds like he's giving slightly more of a shit than Peter Dinklage did.
Yeah. Oh man.
Show myself. I've shown.
Where are you?
Right here at the end of your arm.
Oh no, she's Ms. Marvel Kamala Khan.
Okay,
Yeah.
so let me get this straight. I'm somewhere that's not what I would call Earth. I'm seeing freaking dragons, and oh yeah, I'm talking to a cop. Did I just do that?
We did.
I just moosed it with my freaking mic! Yeah, okay, that is something I do now.
That is something I do now.
I mean, I who writes this crap?
I do magic, kill jacked up beasts.
Uh,
Oh man.
yeah.
I do magic, kill jacked up beasts. I'll probably fly next.
No, you're just being ridiculous.
Oh, that's too far. Good to know there's a line. Our land suffers. You are the only hope we have. Special.
You're the one that's planning on facing off with Sylar. Tanta Sylar is the strongest and most formidable of all the Tantas. You will be doing our land a great service by killing her.
Midgeto says it could be worse. Yeah, I guess.
Oh, I've seen some of the cutscenes. It's they're not putting their worst foot forward here.
Yeah. And D Rhino says Project Eve and Black Myth Wukong look true next gen. I haven't seen either of those yet. I know Project Eve, but I haven't seen that. I didn't know that was getting a remake. Yeah. Excuse me. There you go.
From what I can tell, you don't get attacks that look that cool until way late in the game.
Oh, of course.
Early on in the game, you're just shooting rock bullets.
No name for
Oh,
a
jeez.
demon.
I am the one you seek, the one and only Tanta Sylar.
So, from what I can tell, this game is very much in the style that Square Enix cranks out, and they wonder why they keep flopping.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone else here has played Final Fantasy 15. So I started it back in the day. I actually pre-ordered it because I love Final Fantasy. I'll give this a shot. And then the way I would put it is I got busy, but while I was busy, it's not like I wasn't playing other games at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Then like last year I said, okay, I'm going to get all the DLC. It was like $15 at the time. I have this game. I'm going to sit down and play it. And it's just four guys. Like, okay, Final Fantasy VII is basically, you jump off a train, you're launching a terrorist attack. Final Fantasy X is, you're a sports star at the top of the world and everything goes wrong for you. This was, you're a prince and you and his three buddies driving a car slowly killing monsters because he's about to go get married.
Yeah. And D Rhino says he loves and hates Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah, well, this is the same studio that gave us that. So it's very pretty, but from what I can hear, the gameplay is a bit on the shallow side. And but what they have here that they didn't like, I would say Final Fantasy 15 has that kind of stilted Japanese to English dialogue that you can get sometimes.
Yeah.
For these big stuff, for these big Square Enix RPGs, just not with characters that are fun like in the other Final Fantasy games I mentioned.
Yeah.
This one adds the extra. You want to make a mixed bag of a game? Well, we'll see your stilted Japanese to English translations, and we'll raise you Marvel dialogue that would get rejected from She-Hulk.
Yeah. Yeah, this based on the trailer, based on everything I'm seeing, I have no interest in getting and
Yeah.
playing this game.
So there are a couple of lines I've heard that work in a few of the cutscenes and reviews I've watched, because not having a PS5 or a computer that can run this at any sort of optimal graphics and not wanting to die of cringe exposure,
Yeah.
I have not played Forspoken, so I count on some reviews to do it for me. Um, the they have wasted a perfectly good premise here, because the dialogue feels like someone described it like it's first draft writing, where they didn't think about what you might actually be seeing. And whenever you have a dialogue scene, apparently, like if you're walking along and you want to talk and the cuff wants to talk with you, you stop. You can't walk at a slower pace while the cuff talks to you. It's like, oh no, you're rooted in place while the cuff talks to you.
Oh jeez. So it's like Zelda Ocarina of Time with the whatever for hey listen.
Yeah, but imagine that the hey listen made you stop and to tell you a bad joke.
Ugh.
And Holy Ninja's coming to the game's defense slightly. There are I don't know how much of it you've seen. There are some there are things with worse dialogue, but this is definitely a case of um, you have kind of a how to put it. You have a main character who you understand where she's coming from, being in a hopeless situation,
Mm-hmm.
but she just doesn't seem to be pleasant to be or hang around with, and like she's kind of an asshole to everybody through the whole game, and then at the last minute they pretend that she has grown when she really hasn't.
Ugh.
Now, this being a huge AAA game, um, uh, yeah, of course, very expensive to make. Square Enix doesn't seem to make small projects anymore.
Yeah.
Um, and there's also, like I said, a PlayStation 5 release and a Steam release. What would you guess is this game's user rating on Metacritic for the PlayStation 5?
I'm gonna say like I don't know. Probably on the low end.
35 or 3.5 out of 10 to be specific. Now, some people are like, one of these top 10 reviews here is like, the hate for this game is overblown. Seriously, people, you gotta let people dictate what you like, which that's fair enough. But the critics also give it like 66%, which is not encouraging.
No.
But there's a lot of it's a $70 game,
No, I'm not.
which is
Oh,
the new
no.
normal.
Yeah.
It's also not well optimized. And what's funny is that I think you could have made a game that looked this good on a PS4 or an Xbox One. Maybe you would have had to get like a PS4 Pro or an Xbox One X.
Yeah.
Yeah, but but you know it's not quite the next gen experience, right?
Right.
Um, so the recommended 24 gigabytes of RAM, Core i7 8700K, NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3070 with 8 gigabytes of VRAM, and 150 gigabytes of space. Yeah.
Whoa.
And this is not a game that operates well. I watched a Digital Foundry take on the PS or the PC one,
Yeah.
and they're like, "So what's the optimal build for this game?" They couldn't actually identify one because every single thing had trade-offs.
Oh,
Like oh, this one, if you turn off the ray tracing, you get these weird effects like this, or if you use this, if you use these settings, suddenly you have this stuttering.
Okay. Oh man.
The minimum, my PC, I think, could do the minimum. I think I have a 1660, so I'm a bit better than that. But that's to get a whopping 720 30 FPS, e.g., the standard of the Xbox 360 era, basically.
Jeez.
Yeah, you are not getting what you pay for here.
Yeah.
Now, so this is a game that was well known in advance. It was something they were trying to sell. It's like, hey, here's a reason to get a PS5, kids.
Yeah.
Apparently, the performance is not really great on there. And what do you know? Mixed reviews. 59% of the reviews for this game are positive on Steam, which is actually higher than I was expecting. Honestly, Metacritic can be a bit review bombed.
Mm-hmm.
but still, like a 6 out of 10 is not a great score, which is basically
No,
what the Steam users are giving it and what the general critics are giving it. Now, we talked about how Hi-Fi Rush dropped out of nowhere. Let's see how they presented it. Imagine you've just watched them talk about Minecraft for 10 minutes. They're doing some sort of like survival battle mode thing with it. So neat that they're doing different things with Minecraft, even if I don't care. And then suddenly they switch over to this. And you haven't ever heard of this game before.
Okay, let me bring it up here. Let's see.
And it just drops out of the blue.
Yeah. Yeah, and Ninja Toe's like 150 gig of space. He said that's Warhammer total war amount gigabyte space. Wow. All right, here we go. And turn it down a little.
Now, I will say there's a little bit of cringe here at the start because they did that opening that you keep seeing in things. So I'll just forewarn you on that. That was like, oh no, what is this? The rest of the trailer won me over, and the rest of them showing off the game.
All right, here we go.
See what I mean?
Yep, that's me. And you're probably wondering how I ended up here. Well, it's pretty standard. Check this out. Music player in my chest. It's powering up my new robot arm. Whoa. It's making everything sync up with the beat. Let's rock. This is awesome.
Oh.
That's the defect.
What in the hell am I looking at?
The name's Chai, not Defect.
Is this the guy?
We'll take down this company.
It kind of reminds me of the animation style. I'm trying to remember trying to think what it reminds me of. But yeah, I really like the look of
One
it.
boss at a time. Just so you know, they're insane.
Seriously.
Profession, rock star.
Future rock star.
Like just that robot appears periodically, and just the way that she like is so clearly done with life is great every time she shows up.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Ninja Toe. It looks like evolution of Borderlands. Telltale games. That's what the animation style kind of reminds me. It reminds me of the Telltale games.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
So you have this mid-budget game that dropped 89% of Metacritic from the critics reviews and 91 from users. On Steam, which it dropped on the same day, overwhelmingly positive, with more than twice the reviews as Forspoken. Now that I look at it,
Wow.
in fact, yeah, twice as many reviews in general. And guess where this also shows up? Revenue for Steam.
Ooh.
Now, this is a chart where Hi-Fi Rush debuted at number 7 on this chart. And this isn't raw unit sales. This is revenue based.
Wow.
So Hi-Fi Rush, you can buy it for $30. You get the digital deluxe edition for $40, which basically gives you some bonuses. It's like it's just like a tip for the developers, basically.
Yeah.
In terms of really being significant. Forspoken dropped at $70, and Forspoken does not appear in the top 10 in this chart.
Ooh.
And I should mention, Hi-Fi Rush is a game that you can go and get yourself a $1 trial to Xbox Game Pass if you don't already have Game Pass, and try it for $1 without having to give Steam money.
Wow. Man.
Oh, and that's nice. Holy Ninja says it looks like the developers are getting a bonus for getting a score over 85 Metacritic.
Oh, that's nice. Ah,
Good for them. They deserve it. I'm gonna keep playing this game in between my Persona sessions, but it's just been a delight so far. Um, so we talk about how we look at things that kind of point to where things are going.
mhm.
Please, video game industry.
Yeah.
So the creators of Hi-Fi Rush have said that they were able to do this sort of double A, middleweight, lowish or moderately budgeted game with a studio that would normally be having to make AAA games because of the economics of um, it's a oh so Ninja was just making a joke about
Oh,
Fallout New
okay.
Vegas.
Okay.
Well, okay. I could have believed that though. But anyway,
Oh,
they're
yeah.
saying that it was possible because the economics of Xbox Game Pass that they could make a game like this. But the fact that it's immediately so beloved is a great sign.
Mhm.
Like this is a new franchise.
Yeah, yeah, and I always like stories like this where a small video game like this gets a bunch of attention and people are really enjoying it. You know, I like stories like this. So
Yep. And so while Blizzard is flailing around, Halo Infinite is bombing. Like the single player is okay, but nah.
mm.
Well, well, yeah, well, I talk about that in a second, D Rhino.
Oh
Um,
yeah, yeah.
so and on and on and on. Square Enix keeps having major blunder after major blunder. Ubisoft is on fire. Activision Blizzard is a shell of its former self, and people are actually like, "Please, Microsoft, buy them out and fix them." Which that's a weird thing to want them to do. Like
Yeah.
when you was like, you'd be better off being owned by Microsoft. You got issues.
Yeah.
But games like Hi-Fi Rush are why I think people are okay with Activision being bought out by Microsoft. Because outside of Halo, which it seems to have been badly managed on every level for a while now,
Mhm.
they seem to be willing to go, okay, we have this Game Pass revenue coming in, go make something you want to make.
Yeah.
Now, as far as what D-Ryan was talking about with the 360 marketplace being devalued now, it seems like a lot of things were just the licenses were expiring.
Mhm.
You'll still be able to play them if you own them already, or if you get a physical disc of the games.
Okay.
So it's not like they're actively eliminating your ability to play those old games. It's just, oh yeah, how is it that EA published a Dead Space remake that is well received? Because they also published a remake of Mass Effect that was well received.
Mhm.
They seem to be able to do remakes and best of editions, so maybe EA can learn to get out of their own way too.
Yeah.
Because that's what we want to see. I say that don't make an Avengers looter shooter game with stiff controls and Kamala Khan.
Yeah.
Make me a double A level Captain America, Iron Man, and Thor game, and then make an Avengers game where they come together once you've learned your lessons. Yeah, I really hope that the Hi-Fi Rush inspires companies to, of course, because it's the entertainment industry, they'll go, oh, well, we need wacky hijinks and musical combat with lots of DLC and microtransactions. No, that's
No.
not the lesson. The lesson is let talented people do things at a modestly budgeted, well planned out level.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, if you told me that there was a world where I would be like, oh, EA is actually doing all right by its games or by some of its games that aren't sports games, and Activision Blizzard is awful, and Square Enix I would have scorn for, I would have told you that you were insane.
Yeah.
Speaking of things where you tell me you were insane,
Yes.
so this took a little bit longer than anticipated. So
All
our
right.
other topic, yeah, this will be a long one.
Yeah, yeah, it'll be a long video. Yeah, I'm